Have you ever had one of those conversations where you sense that God wants you to tell someone about Him, but for some reason you don't? Or how about those times when someone starts to question or argue with you about your Christian faith? What do you even say? Do you have a desire for others to know Jesus, but are sometimes afraid to share the gospel? If one of these describes you, I want to invite you to enroll in my recently updated course. In this self-paced training, I'm going to walk you through a simple, step-by-step way to share your faith. With easy-to-follow lessons, you're going to learn how to share your faith without sounding weird or feeling awkward, how to overcome objections, and how God has uniquely designed you to reach others for Him, regardless of your age, vocation, education, or whatever. So if you're a Christian and you want to see others come to a saving knowledge of Jesus Christ, I want to personally invite you to join me in this course, Faith Without Fear. And when you do that by October 15th, you're going to get half off the normal course rate when you use promo code 50OFF. So all you need to do is go to jeffjerina.com/faith course and enter the promo code 50OFF to start the course today. Again, that's jeffjerina.com/FAITHCOURSE. I'll see you there. So the big question is this: how do we as warriors of Jesus Christ, men of God who want to stay battle ready, who want to honor the Lord, and who want to grow in our daily walk, unplug from those things that weigh us down so we can ignite our faith, strengthen our family, and ultimately succeed in every aspect of life? That is the question, and this show will give you the answers. My name is Jeff Jerina, and welcome to Men Unplugged. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Jeff here, and I've got a quick episode for you today. But I hope in the next few minutes here, even though this is going to be a short episode, I hope that what I'm going to be sharing with you is going to give you that extra firepower to move forward in some area of your life. Whether that's in terms of your relationship with the Lord, maybe it's connecting with a long-lost friend of yours, or getting out of your comfort zone in some aspect of your life. But for whatever reason, you're stuck. You just can't seem to take those 5 minutes to spend with Jesus, or make that phone call, send an email, or start that new business. So with that, I want you to know that this is something that I was battling on my own from January to June of this year. And then all of a sudden, this phrase flashed across my brain. And here it is: do the uncomfortable. And those 3 words right there, they took me from being stuck, feeling scared, not wanting to move forward in a business venture, to saying, okay, I can do this. And so why did I think that way? Why did I finally all of a sudden realize, you know what, I can actually do this thing? And here's why. As I thought about those 3 words, do the uncomfortable, I started to think about all the things that I've done in my life. The ones that were, to me, that are the most memorable. The ones that I can say, yeah, that was an accomplishment to me. And that I'm proud of that. And I'm proud that I stepped out of my comfort zone and pushed forward despite my fears. Now, I'm not saying that to impress you. I'm just saying that to impress upon you that, we can move forward in spite of feeling uncomfortable. And I'm sure you guys have already figured this out, but I was just wanting to share this today because hopefully it's going to give you some encouragement. And, sometimes maybe it's just good to hear these things. So needless to say, after thinking of those 3 words, I actually started that business venture. I formed the company and just recently went on my first customer estimates. Now, it doesn't mean that everything is running smoothly, because I can just tell you it's not. But now that I'm running that business, I have the motivation to keep going, keep pushing forward, and keep getting out of my comfort zone, because I know that, I can do it. And here's my encouragement to you. You can do it too. And I say that because if you think about your accomplishments, your accolades, and your victories, if you think about that, you really got those because most of the time you did something uncomfortable. At least in the beginning, you started out, you didn't feel comfortable about it. It was like, wait a second, I'm a little uncertain about this. This is a little different for me. I'm a little uneasy. but yet you pushed forward in spite of that feeling of, being uncomfortable and getting out of your comfort zone. It was kind of, it was radical to your normal activity. So think about this. If you're a fellow brother in Jesus Christ and you're married, you actually had to do the uncomfortable, something out of your normal pattern, something that's, let's be honest, was a little bit scary when you proposed to your wife. I mean, I think about that when I proposed to my wife. I was excited about it, but, in that moment, it was a little uncomfortable because I'm like, I've never done this before, so I don't know what the end result's going to be. I don't know if she's going to say yes or no. Now, I had a pretty good idea. However, you still don't know. And how about for you as a man or a woman? If you have a high school or college degree, you actually push through to get that degree or diploma. Even when at times it was hard work, a lot of late nights, a lot of studying, and, waking up early in the morning when, let's be honest, a lot of times you probably didn't want to do that. At least I know I didn't. And how about that job interview that maybe you just recently went on, or you went on for your first job, or maybe a new skill that you just learned? All that stuff, you're getting out of your comfort zone. And if you've ever exercised to get healthier or lose weight, you know how uncomfortable that can be. And if you're like me, I remember how uncomfortable it was for me when I was learning how to drive a car with manual transmission. And I say that because my dad was in the car and I just kept popping the clutch. I didn't mean to, but that's just what was happening. And my dad just kept getting frustrated. He was like, Jeff, you're wearing me out. You're wearing me out. This is what you have to do. And it was just uncomfortable. And so actually, now that I think about it here, it was probably actually more uncomfortable for my dad than it was me because I just kept popping the clutch. So with that, it makes me believe that anything worthwhile that really makes us get up in the morning and helps us grow, there has to be some element, maybe a massive element of being uncomfortable. So just think about when the Lord wants you to grow emotionally or spiritually. It's funny because He never makes it easy. Well, maybe it's not funny, but it's interesting that He never makes it easy. It seems like there's always an element of discomfort. At least for me, it does. Maybe it's in the area of forgiveness, overcoming a specific stronghold, or spending time with Him. If we think about some examples biblically, some that come to my mind right away is Noah. Think about Noah when he was building the ark. There had to be some sense of, discomfort there because he's building this ark and everyone around him is saying, dude, what are you doing, bro? There is no water. We hadn't had water in X amount of days. So what are you doing? There had to be some sense of discomfort. And then what about David when he faced Goliath? I'm sure he was uncomfortable then. He was getting out of his comfort zone because he's facing this massive giant and he's a small boy. Or how about Abraham when he left the land that he'd known for so long? Now, yet he was trusting God to leave for the promised land, but what was happening? He was leaving something that he was so comfortable in, his comfort zone, to go to a place that he didn't know. He was what? In the realm of being uncomfortable. And then, how about Jesus? When he was on the cross, in the moment that he, the most uncomfortable, what did he do? He pushed forward despite all that, all the pain, all the struggles and everything. And because of that uncomfortable feeling on that cross, what did he do? He saved all mankind. So with that, I want to leave you with a quote from Paul Harvey, the former radio announcer, and then actually several Bible verses here. So here's that quote from Paul Harvey. He said that ever since he made tomorrow his favorite day, he's been uncomfortable looking back. So let's think about that for a second. It's the idea of pushing forward and realizing the more you get out of your comfort zone, the more that you can accomplish, the more that you can do, the better that you can become. And then here's Joshua 1:9. It says, be strong and courageous. Do not be frightened and do not be dismayed, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. And then 2 Timothy 1:7 says, "For God did not give us a spirit of fear, but of power and love and self-control." And Philippians 4:13, one of my favorite verses, says, "I can do all things through Christ Jesus who strengthens me." Well, guys, I hope what I shared today, I hope it encouraged you, I hope it blessed you, and I hope in some way it's going to get you to push forward in your life, to, get in those moments where you're going to get out of your comfort zone. And you know that in order to achieve your goal, to strengthen a relationship, to draw closer to the Lord, you're going to have to get a little bit uncomfortable. Maybe even at first. But yet when you do that, and the more you do it, the more often you do it, what's going to happen is you'll now have a bigger comfort zone. You'll draw closer to the Lord. You'll heal that relationship. You'll learn a new skill. You'll get that job that you didn't think you could get, whatever that is. So with that, Men Unplugged, that wraps up today's episode. I want to personally thank you for taking the time to listen to what I had to say today. And to get the full show notes for this episode, all you need to do is visit the Men Unplugged podcast page at menunplugged.net/podcast. And to learn more and register for my updated course, that training that's going to help you share your story, overcome objections, understand how God can use you right now to reach the lost, and how to share your faith in a simple, natural way, visit jeffjerina.com/faith course. And I'm going to spell that for you real quick. It's jeffjerina.com/faithcourse. And when you do that by October 15th, you're going to save 50% when you use promo code 50OFF. Guys, I'll see you there. Until next time, stay plugged in and recharged. God bless.
Thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed this episode. There's plenty more to see at menunplugged.net, including key resources and ways to engage with Jeff in his training and speaking forums. While there, don't forget to subscribe and receive a free gift. We look forward to you joining us next time here on the Men Unplugged Show.